most exciting racing in all of Supercross emanates from the young guns in this 125 class. California Hawkstone Travis Preston will be defending his Western Division Supercross Championship aboard his Honda. The competition in this class seems to be an endless supply of talent, and all are primed to challenge Preston for the title. To Edison International Field in the heart of Orange County, California for the 125cc West Series opener. Hello everybody, Todd Harris along with David Bailey, and what a night this is going to be. The defending champion, Travis Preston, is here, but I think all eyes are on Mr. Stewart.
Well, how can they not be? Todd, I mean, he's got bright pink and yellow gear with zebra stripes. His style is flashy, and his clothes are just as flashy to match. And, you know, he knows he beat himself last year, and he wants to prove to everybody that he's a year older, he's a little bit more mature, he learned from his mistakes. He thinks he can win, and judging from practice, it looks like he can win. But you got to hand it to a guy like Travis Preston. He was smart, and he was always there to pick up when James made a mistake.
All right, well, those aren't the only two guys competing this year. There is a huge amount of talent that has made the journey across the pond. A lot of European riders are here.
Oh, there's a lot of them here, and some of them I don't even know. I'm going, who the heck is number, you know, the three-digit numbers these guys all have. But Eric Sorby from France, I would think he was going to be pretty tough. He came into his very first Supercross ever in Houston last year, finished on the podium. Also, Craig Anderson, a nephew of Chad Reed, is riding in the 125 class, and he's coming off of a win last weekend in just a preseason event. So he's true to form, and it should be a good one up front.
All right, we've got a packed house here. The World Series aren't in town. It's all about Supercross tonight. For more on that, let's check in with Cameron Steele.
Well, depending on where you live, you might have a favorite for where Supercross goes. Anaheim is synonymous with Supercross. You come here, you know the energy is going to be on. You know the show is going to be huge. Traditional opener here in the United States, and it's going to be a capacity crowd. In fact, if you wanted tickets, you had to get them weeks ago. It's going to be a sellout. They're still filing in, but everybody's ready to have a good time here tonight.
Thank you, Cameron. It's now time to take a look at our THQ track map.
Well, here's the first configuration we're going to see of the three Anaheims that are scheduled for the series. Great layout. It's the left-hand first corner into a rhythm section. That takes you into the first big triple jump. There's a quadruple after that, but so far they've only been able to triple it. More rhythm sections after that. And then across the starting line to three huge tabletops. The first one's the highest, the most technical section I've seen in a long time. That takes you into the next triple and on to the most taxing on your body. The two whoop sections back-to-back that take you up to the finish line jump. Those are going to be where we see a lot of the passes.
All right, to the line we go. This is our Heat 1 race on the line. There you see the starting grid for heat number 1 of the 125 as we get things started here in Anaheim, California. All eyes will be on Travis Preston, James Stewart, and a host of others, David, and they'll all be gunning for that first turn.
The sign is sideways. They got about 4 seconds to go.
And we are off and running in Anaheim. And James Stewart is in the mix, but he's unable to hold on. It is 132 bringing it through.
Billy Laninovich, this is decided his only podium last year in the 125 West. He diced with Stewart in the amateur ranks, and here they go again.
Stewart retakes the lead as he brings them through. The green flag comes out. That is James Stewart Jr. out of Haines City, Florida.
And Laninovich behind Stewart just went right off the racetrack. He had a good plan.
Well, Laninovich on board the KTM short-lived. We got in front, and now we've got James Stewart. And we've got another pilot coming down this court behind Stewart. He is just running away with this thing.
Look at the lead. See number 30 back there, closing in another rider on the talent shop. That's Matt Walker. And that's pretty confident. You know, he doesn't come here to talk about doing pretty good. He comes here to talk about winning. But when you say that against James Stewart, you better be sure. And so there was a little bit of smack talk going around on the internet. That's good. It's healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you can back it up. Right now, James is the guy backing it up.
Well, the one we're really close to right now is Tiger Lacey on board the Yamaha. Then it is Dorita in third place, but it's all James Stewart. This kid is amazing.
You know what amazes me about him is that He's always jumping things that the 250 riders jump. Most guys on 125 don't even look at the stuff that he jumps and makes it pretty easy. Look at him getting into the whoops right here. Those things are like trash barrels turned on in there, so deep. If the guy's fell in there, you just see the handlebars sticking out. He just stays on the top. For him, they're only 6 inches deep.
And James Stewart, always a fashion sense. What is he going to sport this week?
I think he wrecked his helmet in practice, so he's wearing pink right now. He might see some yellow in the main event, but both those outfits have zebra stripes on them. And he wanted to bring back the old stuff. Damon Bradshaw had a great style. James wanted to bring a little bit of that back, and he wears it well. Tiger Lacey's doing a fine job out there. He went to Europe.
Well, Stewart's lap time 101.2. He has about a 4-second lead in folks in Supercross. That is enormous, especially when we're just underway. He got the whole shot. Really, Laninovich was the only one giving him pressure, and then he just ran away from it.
I would hate to see that for Laninovich, too, because that was the same exact corner that he had one of his problems here in one of the rounds last year. Had a great opportunity. He was up front in the beginning and got hung up in that same corner. It wasn't his fault that time, though.
That's Tiger Lacey right now holding down the second place position. Behind him, it's Narita. After him, it's Walker, Woods, and Hamblin rounding out the top 6.
There goes Walker. Nice little block patch. That whoop section, you've got to go wide in the corner before to get a run at it, and then go wide again to get the double before you go into the tunnel. And Walker was like, you know what, I'm not going to worry about jumping any of that. I just want to pass the guy. And it worked.
Well, David, let's quickly break. Oh, look at Narita all over the place. Gets a little squirrely there.
Yeah, Walker, he's trying to do a little different timing there. He just looked like he didn't approach it aggressive enough.
Possibly concentrating too much on Tiger Lacey out in front of him and forgets to do his own riding there. Walker back up and running now. Number 30, at Walker running there. Tiger Lacey currently running second.
And Woods is just making a run at these guys.
Oh, and more riders going down in the corner.
That's too bad. Josh had a good run at it, but at least if you don't fall in the first lap, you don't lose quite as many positions. But the best way to do it is the way James is doing it right here. Just get out front, get a big lead, and just have a great time putting on a show for the fans. Look at this kid's riding ability. He's so fast everywhere. There's no hesitation. If there's something that's going to be tripled, he doesn't take 4 or 5 laps in practice to finally work up his nerve. He goes out and does it right away. And he always stays a step ahead of the competition speed-wise, and he puts the pressure on them to do all the stuff he's doing.
Lacey and Walker still battling, but with just 2 laps to go, James Stewart has already got into lap traffic. Just show you how fast he was just a minute ago. Just over 1.01 on his lap time. Over a 4-second lead right now. And this is amazing. Is this somewhat of a send a message to the rest of the crowd that I'm back and I'm in business this year?
Yes, absolutely. In this heat race, well, we just got a little squirrely as we're talking about it. But he made a lot of little rookie mistakes last year. It was obvious he had the speed, but the fastest guy doesn't always win. He learned that lesson. It was a tough one.
And we remind the folks at home, he is just 17 years of age as the white flag comes out. More riders down. That is rider number 33 who was down and out. His bike is stalled out, and that's going to drop him way back. That is Sean Hamblin, who's dropped well off the pace. So right now it's Stewart, Lacey, and Walker.
You see Walker going wide. He should get a better run over the double jump. He was able to do the jump, and he still couldn't pick up the pass. Now they go over the finish line jump one more time. Nowhere near Stewart. He's clear on the other side of the stadium.
Well, he's done a disservice to our TV audience because he has really jumbled everything. He is gone on a race on his own as the white flag is out. He will make his last few turns, and he will get the checkered flag, and then it'll be a battle for second and third.
And I'm really impressed with Tiger Lacey. I mentioned he went to those 2 World Supercross rounds. Looked good over there. And to be able to jump back into the 125 class is something that's a little bit easier than racing with Billiman and Reed and all those guys in the 250. And it's very comfortable.
Well, speaking of comfort, this is your man, number 259, James Stewart Jr. on board the Kawasaki, and he wins 125, heat number 1, and dare I say, David Bailey, with ease.
Here comes the battle for second.
Look at this, Walker getting a push, getting past Lacey.
I know Walker didn't ride his best time. He picks up second, but he was so far behind Stewart. He's going to go back in the truck, be a little frustrated with himself, not riding as fast as Walker. And Tyler Lacey, if we look at Stewart celebrating, Lacey rode fantastic. I don't think he was that concerned about dropping to third. He probably did a lot better than he expected.
We'll be back with the results from heat number 1 in the 125cc class when we return to Anaheim. The THQ World Supercross GP is being brought to you by Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles. By THQ's MX Superfly featuring Ricky Carmichael, now available on the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube. And by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters.
On ESPN.
Welcome back to the THQ World Supercross GP. So your Honda Heat 1 125 results look like this. James Stewart Jr. is your winner, followed by Matt Walker, Tiger Lacey, and David Pingree. Let's go down to Cameron Steele.
Well, moto number 1 winner, James Stewart, up here on the podium last year, your rookie season. You weren't able to get a win at Anaheim. I'm sure you'd like to fix that this year.
Yeah, you know, the crowd's been awesome out here. You know, when I got a great start, they was yelling off the bat, you know. I feel good out here. My team, Chevy Trucks Kawasaki, is working awesome, and we're going to try to get it this year.
Solid performance. We'll see you in the main.
All right, thanks, Cameron.
So we're now set for heat number 2 of the 125 class. James Stewart really putting on a show in this one. We've got Travis Preston, the defending champion in the 125 West Division. But don't count out Christopher Gosselaar or Eric Sorby. Let's go down to the line. Heat number 2, the 125 is off and running. And just like the first heat, they are screaming out of that front gate.
Christopher Gosselaar just rocking it out of there. Got that home shot, no problem. He's pretty light. He's driving a quick bike. That was easy for him.
Chris Gosselaar out of Corona, California, on board the Honda with an amazing hole shot. Problems back on the track. We got a rider down in the middle. But it is all Gosselaar right now. Similar to what James Stewart did.
Now just I think that was Eric Sorby. Yeah, it is. Eric Sorby right there pushing his bike off the track. You know what he did? I'm sorry, I got my train of thought mixed up, and that was a scary moment there. He jumped off his bike and ran up on the top of the second jump so everyone could see him. Doing the bike, and he's fine.
Well, if the rest of the field comes through, this will be the green lap as they get in here, the 125 heat number 2.
Take a look at number 1, Travis Preston, last year's 125 West champion, just now coming into the picture. A disastrous start for Preston to try to defend this championship, and also for Eric Sorby. But they have that last chance qualifier to get things sorted out, which is a little bit more time on the racetrack. It's not a disaster.
Christopher Gosselaar, your leader, though. This is the 125 heat number 2, 5 laps to go. He looked very good on the start, David. If you're going to do it that way, that is textbook. He got away from all the traffic, no problems whatsoever, and he probably won't see a lap rider until, what, 4 laps to go? 2 laps to go?
Should have a good enough cushion. By then, he can take his time and pick his way through the smartest way, not have to take any unnecessary chances. He's got the whole straightaway. And look behind him. There's still nobody going to the corner yet. Finally.
He's got an advantage of over 4.6 seconds. Gosselaar, 4th AMA 125 Western Division from last year, so he's certainly looking to get onto that podium. What a nice way to start things off. Now remember, we're taking the top 6 out of heat number 2. They will go on into the final, as David pointed out. There's a last chance qualifier, but as we talked earlier in the season, and it's not where you want to find your place because people do desperate things in the LCQ.
And look at this great battle. The second right now, Josh Hansen, Dyson. There's Preston trying to work his way up. He's still way back in the field. He may be able to get up into the top 9. He's got a big batch of riders right in front of him.
Travis Preston right now currently sitting in 10th place, so he needs to do some work quickly to pick up 4 more spots. Remember, he was last year's 125 West Division champion, edging out James Stewart. But right now, the man of the hour is Mr. Gosselaar, who is just running away with this thing. And just the exact opposite of what James Stewart did. Travis Preston, not the way to start off the season.
No, it's kind of a flip-flop this year. Look at a couple guys going down. That was the battle right behind the battle for second place. Merton's involved. Looks like Steve Lampson there, number 6. Yeah, down. A veteran. He's won championships. Excellent 125 rider. Not going good so far. I talked about it being a disaster start for some of these guys. It's a total disaster because they do have that last chance qualifier there.
Oh, look at this. And Lampson gets up and running away from this action right here with Gosselaar in front. He runs into another rider.
Just as he was getting going, the guy came by and flipped him down again. And Chris has no idea out front. His race is going beautiful. Look at the way he jumped off his tabletop. You know, I rode over there this afternoon on a four-wheeler and looked at that game. And it looks easier from the stand, so I'll tell you, it is. I was looking at what they're hopping down onto, and that these plateaus are only a couple of feet longer than the bike. So the precision they have to jump down there with each of those platforms is incredible. It's tougher than those loop sections. Usually takes the cake.
In that rhythm section, as you pointed out, those runs are incredibly deep. Now, this is the battle really taking place. Gosselaar's all but gone, but Evans, Hansen, Johnson, Smith, and Toto are all trying to battle to stay in the top 6. The top 6 move on into the final and avoid the LCQ. Meanwhile, Preston currently sitting in 8th place. He needs to pick up 2 more, David Bailey, if he wants to stay out of the LCQ.
Well, he'll be okay. He'll make it into the main event. I think at this point he's just trying to ride well, get comfortable, and kind of shake off the first lap. And then the more people he can pass, the better hit he'll get to the gate for the main event. And that is important.
We're on the white flag lap as we get set to go. That's your leader right now, Chris Gosselaar, number 39 out of Corona, California. 4th last year in the 125 Western Division, 21 years of age, and his fourth year in Supercross. Travis Preston, the defending champion in 125 West, on the outside looking in right now. Preston is now moved into 6th position. So, David, he looks like he's going to avoid LCQ after all.
Yeah, I mean, up ahead of him, they got some great battling going off for second place now. As he goes over that puddle, the battle for second comes around underneath it. And Tyler Evans has got company. There they go. Preston, just like Laninovich in that first heat, terrible start. Circulating the track and last.
Yeah, Preston having problems. He's in the 6th position, so that's good, but 9 seconds is the lead that Gosselaar has right now. And that is amazing. If you look at 125, heat number 2 from Anaheim, California, the opening event. Travis Preston, the defending champion, was in jeopardy of making the main, having to go to the LCQ, but right now he's got things back under control, and we are now looking at your leader, 21-year-old Christopher Gosselaar, who got the whole shot, David, and has not looked back.
He's incredibly fast. In fact, if I had to pick a guy that, you know, for anybody here, whether you know the sport or don't, you just watch 125 practices, James Stewart catches your eye. He did some amazing, as you saw in the first heat.
And the checkered flag comes out for your winner of heat number 2. 21-year-old Christopher Gosselaar from Corona, California, on board the Honda. Congratulations to him, and I can't draw things up any better for him, David. The whole shot, get away from everyone, 9-second lead. Pretty much he's going to spell victory every time.
Yep, he's that one guy. He was sitting on the starting line watching Stewart going, I can do that. He went out and did. He's the one guy that's got that speed where your eyes are drawn to him going, who's that guy going so fast? Just incredibly aggressive, and that's what it takes to race against Stewart.
Well, we will return to Edison International Field in Anaheim, California for more of the 2003 THQ World Supercross GP. When we come back, we'll have the Suzuki Resorts and a Thor profile. Those results when we return.
Swing on by with the whole family.
Welcome back to Edison International Field of Anaheim. So your Suzuki Heat 2 125 results are as follows. Christopher Gosselaar is your winner, followed by Danny Smith, Tyler Evans, and Joshua Hansen. Let's check in with Cameron Steele.
Oh yeah, Chris Gosselaar, Moto number 2 winner. Chris, last year you led the main event here. Start almost to finish, took yourself out kind of. I know you're looking for a different outcome this time.
Yeah, I mean, this year I'm just going to try to ride 15 laps smart and hopefully come out on top.
You looked really smooth out there. How is the track? Does it look nice? I mean, it seems so tacky and perfect.
Yeah, the track's really good. It's held up really good over the practices, but I mean, I think by main event it should be excellent, and hopefully I can put my Amsoil Chaparral Honda on top.
Right on, we'll see you in the main event.
Thank you very much.
It's now time for our Thor Rider of the Week.
You got to get on. A near 70,000 fans watching the artistry of number 259, James Stewart.
I started racing motocross when I was 3 years old. My dad used to race, and I used to always watch him race. And, you know, it used to be fun. I mean, when he was racing, he was taking me around on his motorcycle, and it was really fun. So that's how I got started, and I've been racing almost 13 years now.
James pointing to the crowd, acknowledging the fine fans that were on their feet and cheering him on over that triple.
You know, I think the fans are the most important part of me racing. And like you come out there and you see 70,000 fans, and you know, hearing those guys yelling, screaming for you, you can't help it. It's motivating. Some guys get nervous, but you know, I don't see how you could. All those fans out there yelling to make you want to win. That's what motivates you, is the fans. My family's been there my whole career, and you know, if it wasn't for them, I definitely not know I wouldn't be here where I'm at. So my dad's been hard on me, and you know, it's a good thing, because you know, if he wasn't hard on me, I wouldn't have the determination to win like I did now.
With the checkered flag right now as he puts his eyes to the sky. James Stewart wins his first professional race here with the 125 West.
When I won that first race, it was probably a big old release for me, you know. But I wasn't too surprised. I was hoping I would do it. I just didn't know if it was going to be that quick or later on. I just, you know, stopped crashing.
Stewart goes down.
Oh, Stewart goes down.
Probably the biggest thing from last year to this year I've been focusing on was probably start. If I made it over the white line staying up, and I had a good chance of winning it. It mean a lot for me, you know, just trying to get the 125 title. The win at Anaheim, that's my biggest problem right now. I had 3 chances, and I think it's like one of my favorite stadiums, but, you know, try to win at Anaheim. Basically, if I win at Anaheim, that's like winning the title for me.
It's time now for the Honda Flashback, round number 1, 2002 Anaheim, California season opener.
Look at that, he came to a stop. Uh-oh.
There's Kane, number 27, goes right by him. Group section now through the second one, and they both go down. Gosselaar and Kane. Travis Preston, number 29. He's looking around saying, number 1? Yeah, number 1.
It's time now for Suzuki's On Track.
Every Supercross weekend, riders are given the opportunity to practice on Friday and on Saturday. And every rider has their own idea of practice, whether they go out there to put in their fastest lap times or they're going out there to check out their equipment. Billy Laninovich talked to us about the importance of practicing before a Supercross race.
Well, on Friday, we just come out to dial the track in. There's usually no whoops, so you can't practice the whoops right now. But you just go out and loosen up, get your bike dialed in. Because there's so many obstacles on the track, you can go inside, outside. So it's good to do every single line on the track. That way in a race, if you have lappers coming up, then you can go on the outside or inside of them. Sometimes your gearing's too low or gearing's too high, so you got to change that. Maybe your bar settings are a little off. The suspension's a big part in Supercross because you're jumping so high. And you have obstacles where they need to kick you up to get over an obstacle or do the whoop pretty much so it doesn't kick you side to side. Your bike has to be perfect.
Next up for the THQ Supercross GP, we head to Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix, Arizona.
On ESPN.
It's time now for our McGrath moment. This is the first installment in our series chronicling the racing career of the king, Jeremy McGrath. In 1992, Jeremy was pursuing his second 125 Western Region Supercross Championship, and the final event was held in San Jose.
To put the big leap on his, what a pass. And Jeremy McGrath has come from dead last to lead this next to last 125 main event of the season.
Unbelievable ride, Jeremy McGrath, dead last out of that start, and within 2 laps you had made up 10 positions. All you needed was, what, a 12 to clinch it overall? What is the motivation here?
Well, the motivation is, you know, I want to win a little bit more than everyone else. You know, I got a bad start, I got bumped off the line, and things came together. My arms got a little bit tight, and I just talked myself out of it. And you know, that's my best performance of the whole year. I'm really stoked. All I had to do was get 12th, but you know, I want to win, and that's what I did.
So let's take a look at our Nissan qualifying results. Your winner short, he is followed by Anderson, Hamblin, and McGavran holding off that 4th position. All 4 gentlemen will move into the 125 main event here at Edison International Field in Anaheim. Let's check in with Cameron Steele.
Thanks, guys. Well, I'm here on the field with a couple guys that are used to being around here, but not used to all the dirt. Troy Percival and Troy Gloss from the Anaheim Angels, world champs of baseball. Now, Troy, I got to ask you the first question. Are you a little upset about the dirt on the field here? I mean, does that upset you guys at all?
No, because that means I'm still off.
It's the off season. You guys are having fun. Tell us, are you a big Supercross fan? You come to many of the races, or, well, when you have time?
I come to these. I come to the monster trucks. I come to all of it. It's awesome.
Whatever's a good time. Now, you're the World Series MVP. Is that? I'm sorry, I touched him. I mean, this guy is the man right here. I'm sorry, you guys kind of in awe. Baseball winning the championship. What is it like to do that?
I'll tell you what, it's just like being at the pinnacle of any sport. Whether you're winning the Supercross Championship, winning World Series, Super Bowl, whatever it is, it's just it's an unbelievable feeling, and we're blessed to be able to be a part of it and have done it.
Well, I was stoked to check it out, to watch it on television. I didn't get to the game, so maybe you guys can hook me up with some tickets after we're done with this interview. Any predictions for the Supercross tonight or for the season?
Well, I don't know. I always go with Ezra. Ever since I came here the first time and he won, but there's some guys out here pretty tough to beat, and for us, you know, got to go for 2.
Right on, and for you, Troy?
Absolutely. I mean, Bubba Stewart earlier, he was flying. You know, Ricky, he's tough to beat. He's fast. And, I mean, we'll see. It should be interesting.
Right on, predictions from the men. World champs right there.
And thank you, Cameron. It's time now to take a look at our Honda main event starting grid for the 125 main. James Stewart jumps out at the top. He's followed by Christopher Gosselaar, Matt Walker, Danny Smith, Tiger Lacey, Tyler Evans, David Pingree, Josh Hansen, Shane Best, Kevin Johnson, Billy Laninovich, Travis Preston way down. And right now, let's throw it down to Cameron Steele.
Well, the gate's loaded for the 125cc main event, and I'm sitting in one of the trickiest sections on the course, especially if you're riding a 125. The big bikes also ride here, but these guys that are riding now have half the motorcycle. Right here is a case mark that you can see where someone wasn't sure either that they were going to do double, triple, or triple, that, or they just messed it up. And that's the key to winning the race. You got to nail your timing lap after lap, and there's 15 of them. We'll see who's going to get all their timing down and win the race. In fact, it's time to go racing.
259, James Stewart out of Florida. And David looks like he's made a quick wardrobe change.
He's sitting there in yellow and white and chrome and zebra stripes.
Travis Preston looking for a better result. Got a great start.
David Pingree with a whole shot. Now, he won an event here last year. But Gosselaar just dives to the inside, takes over the lead, as fast as he was in his heat race with James Stewart buried in the pack. Gosselaar may have a shot here.
Going over that tricky tabletop section. This is Gosselaar. They cannot let him get away. I think everyone knows what he's capable of doing. But right now, it is Gosselaar out in front. And he is starting to get a bit of a lead. Number 41, right behind him, trying to close the gap. That's Andrew Short.
And James Stewart is in 15th.
This is the 125 main, and look at this. Stewart coming through.
He just passed 3 guys to that whoop section. He's got to be careful. He didn't make the same mistake he made here last year by doing too much too soon. It's 15 laps.
Well, in 2002 in the 125 main, it was Travis Preston who got the win. James Stewart had to settle for second. And last year, Christopher Gosselaar got third. And right now, Gosselaar's certainly not happy with just being on the podium, as he is our current leader. It's a 15-lap race. There are no more LCQs, no more semis. This is for the win here in Anaheim, California, as we kick off the 125cc West event.
There's Stewart. He just had a moment. He's pushing. He's on the very edge. He jumped the triple a moment ago. The two guys in front of him didn't do it. He crossed over in the air and missed everything. I don't know how. I don't know how. He needs to go play lottery tonight, too. That was amazing that nobody got landed on. He's taking every chance he's got to take within reason and then some to make up ground.
David, is this though where he gets into trouble? He gets himself behind and he starts taking too many chances?
This is absolutely the problem. Now look at this. The Honda Amsoil team running 1 and 2. Last year's champion, Travis Preston, running right there. He just took over second place from Andrew Short. Short tries to take a look back at him, but it's not going to fly because Travis has the better rhythm through that section. This ought to feel good for Gosselaar out front, Todd, because when you look over your shoulder and it's your teammate,
right?
I've said it a million times on these shows, but man, it makes you so much more comfortable than it would if that were, say, James Stewart back there.
Well, none of these guys are dirty riders, but it's nice to know you've got a teammate behind you that's not going to park you. We are 4 laps into the 15-lap main event of the 125, and we've got some great racing here. It is Gosselaar in front, Preston, Short, Laninovich, and we've got some juggling going on. Preston with a great move.
Preston putting an excellent block pass on his teammate at the end of the woods. Preston about, I don't know, about 3-4 feet taller or so than his teammate Gosselaar, and put those long legs to use in the whoop section. That's been his deal. He's so strong in the whoop. Gosselaar fading just a bit here in the early going. Andrew Short gets around him as well. And Laninovich jumps to the inside and takes a look.
Our SXGP.com Hole Shot Award in the 125 main event goes to number 51, David Pingree, on board the Suzuki, the MotorWorldRacing.com Suzuki. We'll be back to Edison International Field in Anaheim, California for more of the 125 main event after this short break. Welcome back to Anaheim, California. This is the main event of the 125, and we have got a great race underway. Your leader right now, Travis Preston. He is the defending 125 Western Division champion. James Stewart, who had a terrible start all the way back into 15th, has now worked himself back into 6th place, and we still have David more of half a race to go. 11 laps still to go.
Plenty of time. Consider there's only 4 laps in the book so far, and Stewart's all the way up into 6th. When he enters that straightaway right there, Travis Preston is just at the end of it. That's all the more room that Preston has been able to open up at this point, and considering that Stewart was in that much traffic, I don't want to sit here and hype Stewart that much, but ladies and gentlemen, this kid can still win this race, so don't take your eyes off him. And once again, Preston, the other end of this freight train of top 6 riders, Preston is just doing exactly what he always does. He's so hysterical to talk to. You know, you ask him, well, you know, what do you do? He goes, you know, I just ride my bike. I really like my bike, and I don't really know who else is out there. I just ride my own race, and all my races go pretty good. He's so simple.
Travis Preston, number 1, 6'3", 190 pounds on the Honda CR 125, and he likes that number 1 plate. He knows that James Stewart is back there, what he's capable of doing. But as you pointed out, David, he rides his own race, and maybe that's the problem. But we've got some great racing going on. James Stewart is absolutely flying through this course.
The crowd just flipped out because he made a pass, moved up into 5th place. And it's all looking good. but I have a feeling that what Preston is experiencing out front, and if not Travis, for sure the guys back there that are trying to finish on the podium tonight, it's the calm before the storm, because Stewart is coming, and he's coming fast.
James
Look at him down the
lap
right.
time, yeah, he's amazing. His lap time 59.05, where Preston is going 59.50. So gradually, it's really coming down to math. With under 10 laps to go, that he has enough time to close the gap. As he comes down that straightaway, psychologically, James Stewart can now see Travis Preston, so that's going to work to his advantage.
That's going to help, but he's not gaining fast enough. And when they get into lapped riders at the end of the race, the riders are getting just a little bit tired, and your focus starts to slip a little bit, get sweat in your eyes. You know, a lot of things change at the end, and those 59s turn into minute one. Look at that, another pass on Laninovich. Makes that look like nothing.
So James Stewart rapidly moving up in the pack. The young man from Haines City, Florida, on board the Team Kawasaki ride. And he's sporting the new colors of Fox. This kid is a fashion statement. And he is putting on a show right now as he goes in 3 right of the corner. And guess who comes out?
Yeah, he is so aggressive. I mean, when I saw him jump the triple a few laps back and just crisscross between the guys that weren't jumping it, I could not believe that he went for it. He was a little bit committed, but I think he could have backed out of it. He just went for it anyway and picked the right line. His reflexes are incredible. He's got Christopher Gosselaar next.
Well, in just 17 years of age, and we were down to 8 laps. I don't know if I have time to go through all the things this kid's won, but he is the 2002 Rookie of the Year in the 125 Supercross. He won the Davey Coons Senior 125 East-West Shootout in Las Vegas, and he just needs to, I don't know if it's focus, David, or what, but he's got all the tools to just dominate this division.
He's having a hard time getting it all together on the same night all the time. And there's no question he's fast, but, you know, you really got to hand it to Travis Preston. And his lap times are as good as Stewart's. They were really close in practice. He's riding like that number 1 belongs on his motorcycle. Stewart has not been able to put a dent in his lead. Stewart's chances of finishing on the podium, however, are great. He's just got to get around Gosselaar to do it. And Andrew Short's not that much farther up the racetrack either. So second is within his reach. Trying to catch Preston. I think he needs to forget about that.
Yeah, as you pointed out, Travis Preston is putting together some great lap times. He's now gone under a minute at 59.87, where James Stewart's fastest time is still at a minute. So where he was gaining by microseconds, it's not happening. And Travis Preston has stopped the hemorrhaging, and that is the best thing he can do, is forget about James Stewart and just ride his race like he always does.
Travis is so good at that. I don't know if he's fooling us all a little bit with his humor or not, but you know, you can ask him about the rider that was on his tail for most of the race, and he'll be like, yeah, I don't know who was back there. There was some guy back there, and but I didn't worry about him, and, you know, I got to believe him because he's so calm and collected, you know, and especially in Salt Lake last year when he had the championship on the line, he probably rode the best he rode all year under the most pressure. So I don't worry about Travis making mistakes coming down the stretch. He knows how to win, and that number 1 proves it.
Well, James Stewart amazingly has now moved in to 3rd position. He was once in 15th. It's only a 15-lap race, and he's now got his eyes set on Andrew Short. We're going to step aside, take a break. When we come back, we'll find out if James Stewart can close the deal when we return to Anaheim, California, and more of the 125 main event.
Today.
Welcome back to Anaheim, California. Todd Harris along with David Bailey, your leader in the 125 main event. Travis Preston, with just 4 laps to go, has rode almost a flawless race. The story, however, has been James Stewart, who was back in 15th, has now got himself into 2nd place. The question is, David, does he have enough time to catch Travis Preston, who's rode a fantastic race?
Travis just went across the finish line jump. There he goes. It's 4 laps to go. So, with the size lead he has, he would have to blow it.
His lead is about 6 seconds right now. James Stewart is mortal. He can only ride so fast, and he has put on an absolute clinic
He's closing fast. I'm looking at the gap, and I'm thinking there's no way, but he's making up time, and Travis is maybe riding a little bit too cautious, thinking, I got a big lead, only 4 laps to go, don't do anything stupid. And meanwhile, back there behind him, Stewart is doing everything that might look stupid, but it's fast, I'll tell you that, and he is gaining a little bit.
Well, as we take a look at our Honda interval, the battle really is between Preston and Stewart. Stewart is gaining, as you pointed out, because he's come to this whoop section. He can see Preston. He just can't get the gap to close. He's waiting for Preston. He's got to wait for Preston to make some kind of mistake.
You know what I like about Preston, though, is that he always just comes through. Whatever he needs to do, he's able to get done. Obviously, he's the champion. And then you look back at Stewart, and what I like about his deal is that he just never gives up. You know, I mean, a lot of people would look at the lead and the deficit and the laps to go and think, no, there's no way. Right now, Stewart's going, there's a way, man. There's got to be a way. I'm not going to give up until it's over, and then I'm going to wish there were 2 more laps.
Travis Preston did have a lead of 6.93 seconds. It is now down to 6.6 seconds. And while he's making a charge and closing the gap, David, it's just a matter of time with 3 laps to go.
Somebody needs to put on the pit board that Stewart's line over those tabletops is not panning out. He needs to stair-step off those things and go wide. And he would be able to click off another, I don't know, quarter to a half a second a lap. And that looks huge when you're the leader and you glance over your shoulder and you see the guys gain that much. That doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot.
Knowing the temperament that Travis Preston has, do you think his pit boards are saying Stewart's coming, or they just continue to ride hard?
No, just ride your own race. And even if they put Stewart's coming, I'm not even sure that Travis looked at that thing anyway. Sometimes he's like, yeah, I don't even see what they put on there. His mechanic is like, wait a minute, man. I'm writing some good stuff on there. You got to look. Stewart is close. He's close. This is going down to the wire.
Well, the gap is now down to 5.25 seconds. James Stewart using every ounce of that Kawasaki Team Chevy trucks. Kawasaki trying to close the gap on the defending 125 champion. And here's where he may get a break. Travis Preston encountering some lap traffic, had to slow down, and now here comes the run the whoop section.
Oh, he's getting close. He's so close, Todd, and the crowd is starting to stand up. They can sense this. They're going to come around and get the white flag. If Preston can hang on to this, it's going to be barely. He'll know how David Pingree felt last year when he barely held this kid off.
The white flag is out, and now the chase begins. Does James Stewart have enough, and does Travis Preston have enough composure to hold him off? He's got to hear the crowd roaring here in Anaheim.
Stewart just made a mistake. He wasn't able to triple into that corner, and he lost a little ground. And you know, if Preston wasn't so solid through the whoops, I'd say maybe Stewart's close enough to make something happen, but Preston is so... You can just count on him getting through those 2 whoop sections clean enough to keep this kid off of him. What a race.
Preston bringing it around. He goes through the rhythm section one more time, the first section of this, and this is where Stewart's going to have to make a run. If any chance that's a victory, it's going to be right here, and I just don't think he's got enough time. Here it comes, Travis Preston. One more left-hand turn, and the checkered flag will come out. Your winner in the 125 main, the defending champion. Just like last year, Travis Preston gets the win. James Stewart with one of the most beautiful tail whips. And what a great race. When we come back, official results and interviews when we return to Anaheim.
ATVs and scooters.
Welcome back to Anaheim, California, Edison International Field as we look at your final Suzuki 125cc Main West result. It looks like this. Travis Preston, the defending champion, is your winner. He is followed by James Stewart, Andrew Short, and Christopher Gosselaar rounding out the top 4. Let's send it down to Cameron Steele.
Well, hang on to your hats and glasses, folks. The champ is back, started off on the new season with a big win.
I got a good start, rode my own race, and surprisingly, nobody fell, and I won it all on my own.
Did it all by yourself, but you're the champ. You told me earlier you have the #1 plate. You have it for a reason. I was talking to your mechanic, and I was noticing that a few people I was talking to say, Travis seems so confident and kind of having fun. Is this a different Travis, the champion? I mean, just kind of flowing?
Yeah, I'm flowing. I'm feeling good, and I appreciate you saying that nice stuff about me. And I'm working hard, and it's showing.
All right, well, we'll see you at Phoenix.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, Cameron. As we look at the 125 West Series overall standings, it's Travis Preston, of course, out in front, picking up 25 points, and then James Stewart and Andrew T. Short will be giving the series results after each and every event. For the next few weeks, you can follow your favorite rider all the way to the East-West Shootout. Right now, let's go back down to Cameron Steele.
Well, I'm sure second place isn't where the 125 Outdoor National Champion wanted to end up tonight. James, it looked like a terrible start. What happened?
I don't know. I just kind of got pinched off on the start out there. And I was dead last going to the corner. Some rider fell into me. I kind of got caught up with him. But, you know, it was a good ride. I was a little nervous coming to this race. You know, I haven't rode since, not rode, but I haven't raced since, Steel City, you know. I'm happy. Second place is good. I think last year, this time coming up through the back, I got weeded a couple times. So, you know, I feel good and everything. So let's try to get it.
Well, you made the move through the back of the pack, but the guy that won, Travis Preston, he's the champion from last year. Any added pressure on you, the guy with the #1 plate, starting it off with the win?
No, I feel really confident. I came up, and I didn't get tired at all. About the 5 laps ago, I caught him really far enough. I got passed back and almost went down a couple times, but, I'm happy. My Chevy Truck Kawasaki rode awesome out there, and the fans were great. So, it wasn't a bad ride this week.
Well, a great ride, just one spot from where he wanted to be. James Stewart, second place here in Anaheim.
Thank you, Cameron. Our next event from Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix, Arizona. So on behalf of Jamie Little, Cameron Steele, and David Bailey, I'm Todd Harris saying good night from Anaheim, California and Edison International Field. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.